You have been hiding and you've gotten really, really good at it. And you've gotten really good at making it look like it's something else. You are calling it being selective. You call it, oh, this is a good one. You call it waiting till you're ready. You call it not wanting to put something out that is not good enough yet. Maybe you call it humility, strategy, timing, wisdom. You have a different name for it depending on the person you're actually talking to and how much you need the reason to sound legitimate. But underneath every single one of those things I listed is the same thing, and it's fear. That body level, I would rather disappear than be seen fear that has been running your life from behind the scenes while you've been just faking it, performing this bullshit version of yourself that is almost ready to show up, right? That's a game you've been playing. Almost ready. I'm so close. This is what I need you to understand. This hiding, this shit is not neutral. It's not just a delay. It is not the responsible choice you're making while you get your ducks in a row. Every day you stay small is a day the person who needed your voice goes without it. Every week that you wait is a week that the thing you're supposed to build stays unbuilt. Every month that you give the fear is a month the potential that God put in you sits untouched while you polish the plan for the 100th time. That is not preparation, that is abdication. And I am done watching you gifted ass bitches abdicate. I am done. Today we're going to deal with the hiding for fucking real this time. You guys, welcome to the Listen Bitch podcast. If you're new here, I am Brandon Lynette. I am the Voice Authority podcast coach because at the end of the day, your mess is your message. And I want to just say this right at the top because it is the thing I believe most deeply. And it is the thing that I see violated the most constantly. You were put here to be seen, not to put on a show and pretend and mask up every day, not to perform, not to be perfect, to be seen as you actually are with the real story that you actually lived, with the very authentic voice that really belongs to just you. And the world is losing something real every single day that you choose this comfort comfort comfortable invisibility over the terrifying visibility that was always the assignment. And the fact that you guys listen to my show, no matter how many times I botch basic words and I talk too fast for them for my mouth sometimes, I show you the imperfect. There's probably a game right now for people taking shots at how many times I say. You know, this is not about performing. And whether, you are the listener that can make fun of the things I do and be like, man, I could do it better. Are you really going to do it? Are you doing it better? Maybe you're listening and you're like, man, if she can have a successful show, she can have 3 badass shows where she is killing it with over 600 episodes. Actually, I'm at 700. Actually, I passed 700. Okay, we're at past 700 episodes of what I do. If I can do this, anyone can do this. And I am pissed that you keep hiding. Like, in my bones, I'm fucking pissed. And again, like, I guess it's not you personally, right? Some of you, I've never even met you. Some of you I have. And it's not at you, it's just that waste. Like, there's potential just sitting in the dark while the fear gets to live in the light. Why do we keep giving the power to the fear? I'm pissed at the person on the other end of the story that you have not told yet, who is still looking for the thing that only it's only your specific mess that's going to help them. We are done being useful idiots to the systems that profit from our silence. Today we become useful to ourselves and to the people who were made to reach. And we're made to reach a lot of people. One one person a day. What if you made that goal? If you're like, what if I could reach one person a day? Y'all, today's patch is brought to you by Liberty, because visibility requires you to show up with your full strength, not that depleted side of you, not compensating for something that is not working in the body, not running on fumes and hoping nobody notices. Liberty is what I wear. This is a flagship product, okay? What I wear every single day. In fact, when I patch my kids, I just want to say, they've had a little, I had to put some defend on them. If if you guys have kids or your immune system is not up to par, this is the magic. This is the magic patch defend. But this Liberty, with every patch I wear, it brings my body to homeostasis and it gives me that balance and that strength. I actually have an incredible test. So please, if you are local and you're listening to this, I do have a few of you on here. Why don't you? I will literally meet up with you some evening and I will patch you and show you this in real time because it will blow your fucking mind. It is an automatic instant thing and it works on every body. Every single body I put it on, and it's safe for babies to your grandmas. Okay? Um my body working the way it was designed to work. I need it to work that way so that I can show up the way I was designed to show up. These are, as always, a big fuck you to big pharma, okay? They are zero ingredients, absolutely drug-free vibrotactile technology that tells your nervous system it has what it needs to be fully present, and the link is in the show notes, okay? Visibility. Why are you hiding? And let's talk about why you need to stop today, okay? Um, you know, again, everything that happens is connected to your brain. And when you think about being seen, this is the thing that's happening. The moment that visibility becomes real, the moment that, the past is almost ready, or maybe the episode is already recorded, or the offer is almost made, the threat detection system fires up. The amygdala sends the alarm, cortisol spikes, and your brain, which it cannot distinguish between a saber-toothed tiger and someone leaving a bad comment on your post. Trust me, I've tested it time and time again. It cannot tell the difference. I had to tell it the difference. Your brain treats that being seen as a genuine survival threat. It's the same physiological response. Exactly the same hormonal cascade, the same urgent need to retreat under a blanket, which is my favorite space. I literally tell my husband at times, like, I really just want to crawl under a blanket because that's how I feel. And that is my security. The minute I'm there, I am safe. That is my go-to, just, comfort. And safety for most people, really is invisibility, right? Safety is in that little app on your phone under notes. Safety in my inbox is the draft folder in my email. It's the almost ready status, right? How much have you put that almost ready status? Wow, my phone started taking notes. Are we shocked? No. It is that status that you typed and you're holding in drafts. It is, the almost ready thing that's been almost ready for what, 11 months now? Because invisible cannot fail. If you are invisible, you cannot be judged. Invisible cannot be told it's not good enough. And for a nervous system that learned very early through that specific experience, the one, you probably still remember it. That time where being seen has a cost. Invisible feels like the only responsible position you have left. And here's what the nervous system does not account for in that calculation. Invisible also cannot connect. Invisible cannot help. themselves or anyone. Invisible cannot reach the person who's been looking for exactly what you have. Invisible is safe in the same way that a sealed jar of medicine is safe. Technically, it's protected, but it's completely useless to the person who needs it. And when you can tap into your neuroplasticity, this means the brain updates through evidence. The fear of visibility does not decrease more through preparation. It does not decrease more through planning or more polishing or more waiting until the conditions are better. It decreases through the repeated experience of being visible and surviving it, through posting and not dying. It's not going to kill you. Through recording and the world doesn't end. Through showing up as the actual version of yourself and finding out that the catastrophe, the threat response was forecasting, right? The anxiety where we create this big scary monster of all the things that could go wrong. That shit doesn't even come. Every act of visibility is a rep. I haven't talked about a rep for a couple days. Every rep that you're taking weakens the fear pathway and it strengthens the presence pathway. You do not think your way out of the hiding. You have to act your way out of it. And the first act is the hardest one, and every single one after is slightly less hard. And that is not inspiration. That's the literal mechanism of how brains change. It's that fucking simple. Do the next rep, and it gets less hard. You have to use it. You have to learn to tap into that and move that to your advantage. And I get it. I am being honest. The hiding feels so good. I've loved every time my life blew up in my face and I had an excuse to just disappear for a while. It felt good. And I'll acknowledge that. Because if I don't acknowledge it, you're going to use the feeling as evidence that I do not understand your situation. You don't understand, B. Bitch, I understand it. The relief of not putting yourself out there is real. The comfort of the almost ready status, that's real. The quiet peace of a life that is not being judged because it is not being seen, that is real. But I'm going to tell you right now, it is the most expensive comfort you'll ever tap into. This is the thing about small. Small is familiar. And familiar is the thing that the brain constantly, automatically, just even right below your level of awareness, it chooses over unfamiliar because familiar has that evidence, the data stacked up that it's survival. You survived being small before. And your brain knows what to do with small. It doesn't know what to do with the bigger thing. The post that goes somewhere, the episode that connects, the voice that reaches the person it was made for. The bigger thing has no precedent in your experience, and no precedent means threat. And threat means retreat back to small. The thing is, you have been retreating for so long that small has started just to feel like who you are. It's becoming your identity. You're the person who has good ideas but doesn't quite execute them. You're the person who's almost ready but not quite yet. The person who would be great at this if only the timing were right, or the platform were bigger, or the version of herself she needed to be had fully arrived. That person is fiction. I performed as her for a very long time. She is bullshit, and she is the story the fear tells to make the hiding look like just this wise decision. And you have been living inside that fiction for so long, you started to believe that this is just a biography. It's not. It's just a delay. And that delay has a cost. And like all the costs we talk about on the show, it's compounding. And I want to be really clear. These bullshit systems, okay, every corrupt, profit-driven, control-focused system that we have even mentioned, probably across every platform I have, but in this big rebellion season, they need you small. They need you, an invisible, useful idiot. They need you producing content for the algorithm, reacting in the content for the algorithm, a consumer for the algorithm. They need you for that instead of for the calling. They need you measuring your worth in follower counts and engagement rates instead of genuine human connection and real impact on real lives. Big tech built the platform and then built the metrics that make you feel like visibility is a numbers game. Like the only kind of visible that counts is the viral kind. Or the only people that matter are the ones that have the likes and the hearts and the comments. I told you guys about the book that we just brought to the Amazon bestseller, Fuck Luck Bitches. Okay. I posted about that for 3 days constantly. I mean, I put up like 4 or 5 posts all day. No likes, no comments, nothing. It was fucking crickets, except for my one come in clutch girl. Okay. And I love her to death. Um, Nothing. And guess what? I hit the top of the list, right? So people were taking action and nobody was making the hearts and the likes in the comments. Stop using that as a metric. Like if the algorithm is not picking you up, you know, you must. That was weird. My computer completely glitched out on me and my video faded. So I hope this picked up where we're at. That is part of the price of not editing, is that we are just, at the mercy of, I really hope this shit works out. Um, anyway, we feel like if the algorithm is not picking us up, we must not have anything worth saying. That is really truly a lie designed to keep you just producing and consuming for their machine while you believe inside that you're building something for yourself. So the media really sold you the image of who is allowed to be visible, who has the credentials, who has the right look, the right background, the right story, the right kind of polish. And if your version of visible does not match that image, if your story is too messy or your voice is too direct, your beliefs are too specific, or your life's too complicated to fit in the approved format, the media's implicit message is that maybe you should wait until you're more like the people who are already visible. Fuck that. Your story, that fucking bullshit messy one, the complicated one, the one that includes, the toxic ass Reiki session that burned down your business and the glass ceiling and the pantry cleaning at 11 p.m. and the conversations with God in parking lots. That shit, you guys. Those stories. That is exactly what someone needs. That very specific experience. And those stories produce the deepest connections. That polished general message reaches no one in particular. No one. The true thing reaches the one person who has been waiting for exactly that. I've had posts go viral, like crazy viral, and never moved the needle in my life on any other scale. It actually hurt my analytics on my content creator page on Facebook. I don't even want that anymore. In fact, I make sure that, it's something that's going to make an impact, not just something people use. Because here's the thing, when I talk about impact, I mean, nobody emailed me, nobody tuned into the podcast, nobody bought a book, nobody reacted. Just everybody in the comments with their opinions and fighting with each other in the comments. Okay. Literally, it was about a speeding ticket I got on my dog's birthday. Or no, it was a no seatbelt ticket. I don't get speeding tickets. I drive like a grandma. My family just laughed if they heard that, speeding my ass. And so that's why I'm saying I have this post. It goes viral, like a million views on it and thousands of comments. I just quit responding. I literally said I don't want any more updates of this post because it wasn't about me. It wasn't about any metric of anything I could sell or people I could impact. Nobody was impacted. right? Everybody reacted to that post. It is viral. You can find it on my page. Fucking viral. Went crazy. Just a couple, what, like a month and a half ago. Um, or 2 months ago. And then we have the fuck luck bitches where nobody reacts to that, but everybody took the action. Fuck the algorithm. And you are a useful idiot to the system when you stay invisible and let them keep the platform for people who play by the rules. You become useful to yourself and to the people you were made for the moment that you decide that your voice does not require their permission. I'm, listen, I'm not this incredibly brave person. And I just do shit anyway, terrified. But I want to be clear about that because the mythology of the big courageous leap, I think, is probably one of the most damaging stories in the personal development space. It's not that I was brave, it's that I was tired. Tired of the gap between who I said I was, what I was actually doing, and who the fuck God created me to be. What was I doing with my visibility? I got tired of talking about authenticity while really carefully managing which version of myself anybody saw. That's it. And there's this very specific grinding exhaustion of maintaining that performance of almost ready, where people could see, wow, but you have the books, you have the things. Yeah, but I was playing small. You guys know that. If you, my day ones, you've been Alyssa bitch for since day one. I hear it all the time. Like you've changed a lot. You found your voice. I don't know if I so much found it as I just ditched the other voices. Just the real me gets to come out now, and people are like, how do you do everything you do? How do you have the energy? Bitch, because I'm not pretending anymore. It's easy because I just come out here and I just am completely me. No polish, no overthinking. Like, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I'm on a mission. I'm going to do my job. I'm going to reach my potential. I'm going to build my fucking legacy. And if you're about it, let's roll, babe. If you're not, fuck off. It's very simple. Recording the first real episode for this show, when after I burned my business down and had to start over and I had to do the confession of why I was not okay. All of that, when I was done with the gap, when I was done with the polishing, done with trying to fit in boxes of going viral with not really wanting to go viral, and just playing in this big space of fucking nothing and going nowhere. This showing up now, it's different from anything that I've ever produced. Like, there's a part of me, honestly, I want to just delete my past shows. Part of me, because there is a lot still. It's a little triggering. There's some shame, there's some embarrassment, but I don't, because whenever you feel like you need the receipts on my shit, it's there. Everything I've gone through, it's there. She did not really there, it's also it's there to be weaponized too. The minute I'm telling you that Jesus is the foundation, he's the model, the Bible is the guidebook to life, you're gonna be like, bitch, you were just reading tarot cards. Yeah, the fuck I was. And I'm not anymore. All of that's there. And the connections that I make now, especially since I've started the new show, like, it's really a lot deeper. I'm having 30-minute conversations and these people are becoming instant friends. Like, there is such a connection. And that's only going to happen when real people, the real thing is present, when the person listening knows that they're getting the actual person. I've had this conversation. I had this conversation today in an interview. People know when you're checked out and you're not connected, and you're not connected with yourself, and your nervous system is fucked. They just know. And you will lose your customers, you will lose your clients, you will lose your base every single time. You cannot manufacture real connection. I can't manufacture me as a human showing up to this show. Can't plan it, can't polish it. It just comes from showing up as yourself, fully uncomfortable and without anything holding you up. And you have to trust the person who needed the real version is going to find it every single day. I think about the one person. I think about you. And look at this. You found it. You always do. But they're not going to find you if you don't put your own shit out. A guy that I talked to on the show, building his expertise, he was doing it really quiet for about 6 years. 6 years of doing the work. He did the work, developed an incredible framework, and it was getting results. And he's telling nobody. And he said he just thought he wasn't ready to be public yet, that he needed more credibility before he put himself out there. What he actually had after 6 years was more credibility than most people accumulate in a decade. This was an incredible lesson. What he lacked was the willingness to be seen with it. So all that knowledge, all that experience, all those results, it just sat in the dark, invisible, while the people who really needed it had no idea he existed. And he actually has his own podcast show. He put the work out, and the thing that happened, that always happens when the real thing finally goes public, is that the people who needed it found it immediately. He had an immediate base because they had been looking for him and his specific message. They'd been searching for exactly his combination of expertise and experience and mess. And nobody had it the way he had it. It was just hidden. 6 years of work made available in one decision to stop hiding it. What are you sitting on? Right here, if this episode is talking to you. If you're the person who's been sitting on something for too long, share this episode out. Share it to everyone, or share it to one person who is doing the same shit. The one who has the expertise and the experience and the story and is convinced they are not ready yet. They need this today. Subscribe. Make sure you leave a written review. Don't be a lazy hoe. Okay? It takes less than 3 minutes and it changes who finds the show. So just do it. Do it. You guys, Jesus said, do not light a candle and put it under a bowl. Right? And so this is what someone told me that kind of shifted my mind. This was even before I started reading the Bible. Okay? Do not light a candle and put it under a bowl. You put it on a stand so it gives light to everyone in the house. Jesus was not being subtle with this. He was saying, the light is not for you to keep. The light is for the entire room. And putting the light under a bowl, hiding it, protecting it, deciding the room is not ready for it, or you're not ready to hold it up, that's not humility. That's disobedience. Don't try to bullshit, gaslight yourself into thinking you're being modest either. Your story is the candle. Your voice is the candle. Your shit's been hard won. Nobody else has your very specific, particular combination of experience kind of thing, and you carry that. That's the light. And the bowl you've been keeping it under, that's the fear. And fear has been very convincing, very reasonable sounding, very good at presenting itself as the responsible choice. It is not the responsible choice. The responsible choice is the stand. The responsible choice is up and visible and giving light to everyone in the house, including, especially, the person in the darkest corner who's been waiting the longest for something that actually illuminates what they're in. Get on the fucking stand. The room needs the light that you've been sitting on. Pick one thing this week that you've been keeping invisible and make it visible. I'm not saying a whole ass lot of stuff, you guys. Okay? In fact, I think I need a shirt that just says pick one, because I say it so much and you guys panic because you start getting into that. I don't even know what happens to you. Overthinking. Just one thing. One piece of it. Maybe it's just one post. Maybe it's just one episode. People tell me all the time, I really admire how brave you are on social media. And they say that because politics are on fire right now. Oh, excuse me. And I don't hide or sugarcoat what my ethics and values and beliefs are. So I'm very put on one side right now, which I don't care what side it is. My core ethics and values don't change. The sides I feel like have, but I don't change. That doesn't change. Jesus didn't change. I don't change. And people are like, wow, you're so brave. And I'm like, it just took one time. One time to realize a lot of people are angry. A lot of people are angry. And they take themselves out of the equation. Yeah, it stings a little. It doesn't kill you. So maybe it's the one post you need to say to be brave. Tell people all the time, just post one time about it. The right people are going to support you, and everybody else isn't your people anyway, right? So that's it. Maybe it's one post. Maybe you record that one episode today. One true sentence. Say it publicly to the people who showed up to hear you. I don't want you polishing shit. I want the current version of the reality, the one that exists right now with what you have right now from where you are right now. Because the current real version does more for the person who needs it than the future perfect version ever will. The future perfect version does not exist yet. You do. Put you out. That's why I get so passionate right now for people to come with me right now. Come with me. Let's build together. Because pretty soon, when you want to move, bitch, I'm going to be in chapter 72. And you'll be like, I'm ready. And you're going to try to pace with me. Bitch, I'll be in 72, chapter 72. And you're going to be on chapter 9. Come with me now. And now, then, because your brain needs evidence, right, to update that fear pathway, I want you to pay attention to what actually happens after you do it. Not what you feared would happen. We know that's bullshit. I want you to document what actually happens. Maybe the comments that arrive, because I'll tell you, especially if you're going to post politically, they're going to come. I mean, people are going to say some really nasty things in your inbox, but there's also going to be these messages from the people who found it at exactly the right time that will outweigh every bad message you will ever get. That person is going to say, I can't believe you spoke to me. I feel like I'm being seen right now. I feel like you understand what I'm feeling in this chaos, in this shitstorm, in this fire. You see me. And it's surprising, and this is the thing. I'm shocked every time because I have this mentality of like I did not know anyone was waiting for that experience. But they are. There is someone waiting for your experience of putting something real out and finding out real people need it. Collect that evidence, okay? Your brain needs it. The fear pathway loses power every time you give the brain real data that contradicts it. So give it the fucking data. And then, again, very simple instructions. Do it again tomorrow. Okay? And the day after. Bitch, this is not about when you feel ready. Do it on a schedule because visibility is practice. It's not an event. And the practice builds the presence that the one big brave moment really never could. And right now, you are sitting on something that somebody needs. I'm not talking about some like inspirational moment, okay? I'm saying like specifically the story that you've been holding but you're not telling. The expertise you have not shared. Great advice I got from a mentor. Write down 10 things you know that you don't think other people know. That lit a fire under my ass. I want you, someone out there, you guys, that someone out there needs that voice that you've been managing instead of unleashing. And the podcast, that one that's been in your notes app while you wait to feel ready, which let me be very clear, that time is never coming as a prerequisite, okay? Ready comes after. It comes from doing the thing, not before. I still don't think I'm ready for an interview show. And over 100 episodes later, like I'm starting to be ready, okay? I genuinely, it breaks my fucking heart. It makes me soul sick when I watch people sit on their potential. I genuinely feel anger sometimes. Tell you guys I'm pissed off. It is the thing that really just rages me more than anything else in my work. Even more than the systems. Like fuck them. That's the devil. Let him he's doing what he's doing. God's going to kick his ass one day. But I'm saying like it makes me more mad than the corruption. If you guys listen to my Faith and Fire show, I talk a lot about this. Um a lot of people are angry. They've kind of let that run them. But then that makes me more mad because they're getting mad at that stuff and they're sitting on their potential, right? Like this makes me more mad than anything going on in the world. It makes me more mad than fucking big pharma and big tech and every other machine that we've been calling out. Because all of those things can be named and resisted and worked around. All of it. I'm giving you the real deal in this rebellion season. Fuck yeah, you hate the government? Let's go, bitch. This is how we get rid of that shit. You hate feeling like a slave to the machine? Let's go. That's what the season is about. That's what the season is about. But this internal hiding, your self imposed invisibility, the I will do it when I'm ready, that becomes a life sentence. And that is a fucking choice. You are choosing that every single day. And my frustration is here because it can also be unchosen just as deliberately. We are not going to be useful idiots to the systems anymore. We are going to be useful to ourselves, to our God given potential, to the calling, to the people who need the thing that the only visible version of us is the only thing that can give them. The podcast, that's the vehicle. Your story is the message. The visibility is the rebellion. And I am the person who helps you build it. And we do it. Like, we get through all the shit. I'm not going to let you gaslight yourself. We're going to use your fucking brain, the science behind it, putting Jesus as that foundation, because that faith, I'm telling you, and we have the zero tolerance for excuses kind of energy here. But put all that together. Spend some time with me. We're going to get your shit out of your notes app and into the world where it was always supposed to live. Okay. You guys know the deal. You want to come work with me? Check the show notes. Message me. Facebook is probably my most active. I have to check my spam because I'm always trying to bring people on my show. So you can find me there. I do still answer my own messages. I would like to say that could happen forever, but you guys know. You know that I'm destined for greatness because I'm a fucking badass podcaster. So we'll see how that goes. I might have to hire an assistant one day. So if you want to speak to me personally, bitch, you better move. Okay? Check the show notes. Make sure you get my super patch link, okay? That shit, you need that, all right? And if you have the balls, I double dog, triple dog dare you to come on my new show. Tell me what makes you special. Uh Maybe it's not the show for you, but find one. Do something. Get on the stand, okay? Remove the bowl because the room needs your light.